Hey everyone, as promised, I'm going to take a couple minutes and just cover a couple quick things with you about Publisher. Um, I know when I mentioned it in class the other day, there were some groans of concern because you've never used it before. So I'm just going to tell you that as an educator, I think it's an invaluable tool. So I really encourage you to embrace it and learn the possibilities that it has and how you might be able to use it in your classroom. I think you'll be super surprised about how easy it is and also how awesome it is. So a couple things. When you open Publisher, you're going to notice that your first thing that you can do is select either a blank page to work with, or you can select a template. And one of the things that I love about Publisher is all of the awesome templates. I mean, there's everything from thank you notes to invitations to calendars and even beyond. So there's just a lot of different templates in here that are great to use. So first thing I'm going to do is start by talking about a blank page. So when you open the blank page, it is exactly that. It's a blank canvas. And in your Unit 6 activities, you're going to do a skill builder exercise where you're going to work with inserting images and making a text box and some other skills. So don't pass that activity up. You will really need that because it covers, won't take long, but it covers the real basic things of how to work with this program. So make sure that you take advantage of that. And one thing that's awesome too is when you're using the blank one, you can turn it either way. So you can use a portrait or a landscape. There's lots of different opportunities there. So take advantage of the opportunity to do that skill builder. It's called Classroom Sign, and it just helps you with those couple basic skills of making a text box, making a border, inserting an image, and that kind of thing. So the next thing that I want to talk to you about is templates. And the reason I'm going to talk to you about that is it is going to allow me a better opportunity to show you some of the things about Publisher that are so great. So I'm going to use newsletter as the template that I'm looking for, and there's a reason for that because you're going to be making a newsletter in your Unit 6 assignment. So I'm going to use this one for example. This is a template that was created in Publisher, and I'm just going to click create. When I do it, it's going to download the template and it's going to pull it up here on my page. So one of the first things I always do is make the view larger because you can see by default it goes to 39%, and even after LASIK I can't see that. So most people can't. So I make it 100% or maybe even 150 just to make it a little bit easier to manipulate in the screen. And basically Publisher is a document, but it's a desktop publishing document. So it is different. One of the things that you're going to notice is that if you're working and you're working at the bottom of the page and you type, you will simply type right off the page. It does not automatically go to a next page. So that's a little bit different than working with Word, but you'll also notice the great graphics and how easy it is to use. So if this were my newsletter template and I didn't want it to say Trader News, I wanted it to say ABC Classroom, I can just highlight and type right over that template. Similar in Word, if I didn't want that to be orange, I could go to the home and I could change the color of the text. I could make it red. So now instead of orange, it's red. And a lot of those same formatting skills that we use on the home screen are going to be the same. This right here, advantages of a newsletter, is in a text box. So here's your box and here's what you're working in. And I can simply type over this and change the text to whatever I want to say. So I could type in, here's what's happening at school this week. Same thing with these titles. I can just change these titles. Same thing, I can change the text, I can change the size, all the things that I can do in Word, but I'm working right inside of this template. When you're working with a text box, it's really important to realize that your text can easily get cut off. So it's going to go down here instead of up in that box. So you really do have to pay attention to what you're using when you're doing that. One of the other things I love about the templates is all the templates come with a particular color. So I can change all the different kinds of things about my template here, but one of the things I love is that in this page design tab, so you notice the template was primarily orange, I can change the color scheme. So if my school colors are blue, I can change the scheme of the newsletter template to a blue. If my colors are purple and I want to change the scheme of my template to a purple, now I already changed this text color at the top, so it's going to stay, but I can easily change the scheme of that newsletter. If I like this picture, but this isn't exactly what I want, I can click on the picture and I can right click and I can change picture. And so by clicking change picture, I can browse for another image that I want. And I want to change it to this picture. So I select this one and insert, and it will change my picture out. It's taking a couple seconds to load, but it'll change my picture out right here on the template. I have to readjust the view. But as you can see, that picture I selected is right there, but it stays in the same format and in the same shape, and it stays within the parameters of my template, which is really nice. So I'm going to open up a new template. I want to show you another feature. So I'm going to pick a different newsletter. So this is going to be another template. So this is a different newsletter. You will see over here at the side that they operate in pages. Publisher always operates with pages. So this is page 1. This newsletter is designed to be a fold over. So here is like a 2, and here's a page spread. So 1 is on the front, you'd open it up, and here would be page 2 and 3, followed by page 4 and 5, followed by page 6. So you might be putting your newsletter together. Once again, I'm going to make that bigger so I can see. And I'm going to go to page design, and I'm going to pick a different color scheme just for the purpose of showing you. So now I picked this pink, so everything kind of has a pink tone. And I'm going to go up here and I'm going to make this ABC School just for the purpose of showing you. And then I'm going to come down here, and here's going to be my first story. And my first story is going to be about the field trip. So I'm going to highlight this. Here's the field trip. And it says here, this story can fit 175 to 125 words. So I have the chance to change that. What is interesting though is if I get over here to page 2 and 3, and I'm going to change the view back a little bit so you have a better view. If I go over here to page 2 and 3, and it's a 2 and 3 page spread, and let's say I change everything over here on page 2 and I decide I no longer need page 3. This is only going to be a front and back newsletter. Well, I can actually delete off the extra pages that I don't need. So if I go over here in the page section on page 6 and I right click, and I can delete this page, and then I don't need pages 4 and 5, so I'm going to right click and I'm going to delete, and it's going to ask me, do you want to delete both pages? Yes. But then I'm going to go up here to 2 and 3, and remember I'm going to have a 2-page newsletter front and back, so I'm going to right click here and I'm going to delete, but this time I'm going to delete the right page only. Now I have just a 1 and 2 page newsletter. And let's say I really love the way page 2 lays out, so I want to add a 3rd page, but I want it to be laid out exactly like page 2. I can right click on page 2 and I can insert duplicate page. And now page 3 is exactly like page 2. So I'm going to manipulate my pages over here, because remember, when I get to the end of page 1, it won't automatically start page 2. So when I'm in this section over here, just another little trick, I can go over here to this picture once again, and I can change picture, just like I did a couple minutes ago in that other template. So using a template is really easy because it's kind of already set up for you. It already has these nice graphics and boxes and setup and format. So that's an easy thing to do. But with that being said, keep in mind that you can always use that in the blank document too. So we can do the same basic things that we're used to doing. We can insert a picture, and I probably don't want to pull something off my computer, but if I went to online pictures and I wanted this, I can insert it. Into my document, and then I can resize it and I can move it if I want it down here at the bottom of the page. And then I can also insert a text box. I can go over here to text box and I can start here. And then in here I can type, this is my story. And same thing, I can change that font, make that bigger. I can change the color. So working with the template is, similar to starting with the blank page, and that you can do anything you want to, but a lot of the formatting is already set up in the template. So Publisher is awesome. Like I said, so many ways that you can use it. I think if you just spent some time searching around, you would be really surprised at all the templates that are out there. One of the things I know a lot of teachers really like are these different certificates. So for your classroom, if you wanted to make this thank you certificate, it would already be made. And you can change it from Birch Elementary School to ABC Elementary School, and you can change their name, and you can change it, here, what is it for? You can go in and type. It's not for being kind to Kim when she hurt her knee, but it's for being a great speller, whatever. And you can go through and you can manipulate that information, but it's all set up and it's already got this cute template. And I don't know if you noticed, but when I went to File, New, and then up here in the search, and I put certificates, look at all the different choices that came up. I mean, there's so many things that you can do. So anyway, I hope this has been helpful for you. The Unit 6 assignments are all posted and ready for you. So I hope you guys have a great week. Have a great spring break. If you need me, text or email, and I'll be happy to help. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks so much.